Hello, everyone. We're going to get folks started. If I see you as an attendee and you're a staff member, I'm going to add you as a panelist, which means that whenever you speak, like your video will pop up. If you don't want to do any of that, you can just turn your camera off, or I don't know if from your angle you can just go back to being an attendee. But I am working on getting folks that are staff members promoted to panelists so you can see their video. Staff, don't feel like you have to have your camera on unless if you're going to talk, it may help. Let's see. There we go. Where is Royal? Thank you to everyone who's already on. We are just waiting for folks to get on. We're going to give people a minute or two. Give me a minute. I got a parent saying that the link I sent on Talking Points isn't working, so I'm going to send it again and then give them a minute to log on. Andamos esperando un poco más de gente. Me mandaron a alguien decir que un enlace que mandé no andaba funcionando, entonces vamos a esperar un momento con la enlace nueva. Thank you to everyone that's already waiting. Thank you, Ms. Huerta. We are going to start in about 1 minute. Yeah, my Talking Points platform is blowing up with folks saying that it's not working. So let's see if they start popping in right now. Getting some more people coming in. I'm hoping that some of those people are the people with the new link. I have a question for someone who is in the chat. I got a lot of messages saying that the links I sent in talking points via text message was not working. If you are one of those parents that it was not working for and now it's working via talking points and that's how you came here from a text message, will you let me know by typing in the chat box that you are one of those parents if you know how to use that in Zoom? Si son una de las familias que me mandó mensaje que no andaba trabajando la enlace que mandé por mensaje texto, pero ahora sí funciona. Thank you, Miss Jansen. I really appreciate that. Quería ver si ya funciona. Ya andamos viendo que andan llegando el público. Ahora sí. Perfecto. Gracias, gracias. Thank you. We're sorry for those technical difficulties. We're getting better at this as we move forward. Okay, we are gonna get started. We're gonna do some introductions in just a moment as soon as I can share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Let me bring it back. Here we go. So this presentation will be emailed to you and will also be sent to you on via text message, but it will also it will be available, and I'm talking about the actual slides, the presentation will be emailed no later than Monday with some of the most frequently asked questions that we got, so you can revisit it later. The recording of it goes automatically on YouTube after we're done with this, and so you can always go back and access it. Esta grabación se va en YouTube de inmediato después de esta junta, pero también vamos a grabarlo. Vamos a mandarle la presentación con toda esa información importante. Van a tener oportunidad de hacer preguntas a fin de esto. Van a tener 4 maneras de hacerlo. Uno, pueden hacer comentario en YouTube si nos andan viendo en YouTube, pero está un poco delatado allí. Si andan en la aplicación Zoom, van a poder esperar hasta el fin y pueden hacerle clic en el botón que tiene la mano que dice Raise Hand. Y al fin de la presentación, vamos a activar su micrófono cuando empujan ese botón y vamos a poder escuchar su pregunta verbalmente. Si la quieren escribir, lo más seguro es escribiéndolo allí donde dice Q y A. Si allí pone su pregunta, no se borra la pregunta hasta que la contestamos. O lo puede poner ahí en la caja donde dice chat. Lo que es difícil con eso es que si mucha gente anda platicando allí, entonces se puede perder la pregunta en tanta gente platicando. There's going to be 4 ways for you to ask questions today at the end of this presentation. One is you can just type a comment into YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should know there's like a 1-minute delay though between what we say and what you hear on YouTube. So we may respond to your question a little later. The fastest way is Zoom. At the end of the meeting, there's a button on your screen somewhere that says raise hand. It's got a figure of a hand. If you click that button at the end of the presentation, when it's time for questions, we will activate your microphone. We'll be able to hear you, but we won't see your face or your camera, and the recording won't show your name or your face either. The other way to do it is type it into the Q&A box, and then the question just lives there until we mark it answered ourselves, whether we answer it privately or whether we answer it in the video, or you can just type into the chat box. But if a lot of people are typing into the chat box, it gets a little challenging to do that. I'm going to turn on captions, and it's going to live stream what we're saying in English. I will turn it off though when we are speaking Spanish, because this is a software recognizing what we're saying. It doesn't do a good job of picking up the Spanish, and it's just more distracting than anything. I'm going to go through a series of pictures of our staff. Staff, if you see your face, will you just introduce yourself and give your name, and then don't go over too much of what you're doing. Just introduce yourself, please. Our objectives today, we want to make sure that you understand what we have done thus far, what we're doing now, and what's coming next. We want to give you a big picture lens of the virtual school model, and we want you to see the staff that is here to support you, reconnect with them, or meet them if you hadn't previously met them. And then Mr. Delgado is going to share some mental health tips, because no matter how well you're holding it together, everything's pretty fragile right now. And we want to provide space for questions. Los objetivos para hoy. Le voy a pagar a los subtítulos cuando ando platicando en español, porque esta aplicación puede reconocer lo de inglés, pero no puede reconocer el lenguaje de español, entonces nomás se ve como una distracción allá abajo. Nuestros objetivos hoy: queremos actualizar las familias con todo lo que hemos hecho, lo que andamos haciendo y lo que vamos a hacer. Queremos que ustedes entiendan el modelo de escuela virtual, cómo lo andamos haciendo nosotros, y queremos que vean las caras de las familias y escuchen las voces de la gente que está aquí para apoyarlos. Aquí estamos para ustedes, nada va a parar eso. Y queremos que el señor Delgado nos dé unos consejos de la salud mental para apoyarles a ustedes y a sus familias, porque aunque sean superhéroes, este es tiempo de estrés y vamos a darles espacio para preguntas. Mi nombre es David Trejo, yo soy el director de la escuela. He sido el director por mucho tiempo ya casi 3 meses. Pero me ha dado gran orgullo ser director durante este tiempo, porque he visto cómo ha llegado unido la comunidad, las familias apoyando a los alumnos trabajando juntos desde su casa en sus pijamas, y los maestros y la familia y el personal aquí llegando conjunto y siendo positivo. My name is Mr. Trejo. I am the principal of ECMS Gardena. I've been the principal for a very long time. I think it's been at least 3 months. I say that sarcastically, because now during this time, it's been clear that I've had to step up my role and my communication, but I've been in awe and really proud of how this community has come together. The parents to support the students working at home, and our staff supporting everyone, whether it's on campus here or virtually with instruction.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Ramirez Holden, and I'm the Assistant Principal of Instruction.
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Doctora Ramírez Holden y soy la directora asistente.
Good afternoon, parents, community, everyone. I am Tarvia Royal, Dean of Student Culture.
Buenas tardes a todos. Soy la señora Royal, decana de Cultura de la escuela.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Ms. Heron. I'm the Special Education Coordinator.
Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias por estar aquí. Soy la señora Heron, coordinadora de educación especial.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? My name is Mr. Jones. I am the Parent and Community Liaison.
Hola a todos. Espero que todos estén muy bien. Soy el señor Jones, coordinador de padres y la comunidad.
Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Delgado, the school counselor. Hola a todos. Yo soy el señor Delgado, el consejero de la escuela. Gracias.
What happened there? Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to brag a bit. I think I want to move through this a little faster, though, so we can get to your questions. Because earlier in the day, I think I took too long. If you can see some of those things while I talk, I'm so proud of our staff. The things that we've been able to do. Well, nothing is perfect, but being able to adopt a two-way text messaging platform that's automatic translation in a matter of days for an entire school, to have people producing videos, to have hotspots for families way ahead of time. If you're a school trying to order hotspots now, you're going to wait months. We were ahead of the game. Over 200 laptops distributed, and we serve 900 meals a week. Like, our people are rocking it. The picture that you see of our three wonderful staff members wearing masks, that was pouring rain. Rain or shine, our staff is here for you. Quiero mandarles un poco de orgullo al lado que tengo para el personal y el equipo que tenemos aquí en ECMS Gardena. Andamos pasando 900 comidas cada semana. Ya hemos dado más de 200 computadoras a los alumnos para que puedan trabajar en casa. Hemos agarrado puntos de acceso para internet antes de que ya ni se pueden comprar. Son difíciles de comprar, como el papel de baño. Hacer videos de YouTube y la comunicación de talking points. Adoptar una plataforma nueva sistema nueva de comunicación para mensajes textos con los lenguajes apropiados, todo esto duraría meses de planear. Lo hemos hecho en tan poco tiempo. Our teaching staff, like, I don't think they ever imagined working from home. And we don't know what they're going through at home, whether or not they have noisy roommates, whether or not they don't have roommates and it feels isolating, whether or not they have husbands, wives, partners that are working from home, folks in their family that are sick, whether or not they're taking care of newborns or babies. Nothing is stopping them from working forward, collaborating, and remaining positive and student-centered. I want to tell you that in our meetings, when we collaborate virtually, it comes back to the student experience, to the experience your child is there. Although it's happening in a different world, in a different way, they have not forgotten their why and why they've gotten into teaching, and they are supporting the heck out of your kids. And it's been a beautiful thing. It's been a beautiful thing to see and a beautiful thing to support. Platicando al lado de nuestros maestros, andan trabajando desde su casa. Le garantizo que ellos nunca se imaginaron que eso iba a ocurrir. Y hay tantas cosas que ellos tienen, los obstáculos en sus propias vidas, que ni sabemos. Si tienen alguien enfermo en su familia, si tienen bebés, niños en casa, andan haciendo todo y han cambiado el modelo de aprendizaje en días y lo han hecho a nivel alto y andan trabajando para asegurarse que el aprendizaje valga la pena. Andan colaborando y siguen bien positivos. Ha sido un orgullo y un placer trabajar con ellos y les agradezco a ellos lo que han podido hacer. We've had 3 phases. The first phase was the fastest phase, and it went way faster than we wanted it to, but it was prepare. When the writing was on the wall that we might have to shut down, we started communicating with folks. We started figuring out, how are we going to pass out computers? How is this going to be able to work? We started sanitizing everything, and teachers started getting students ready with the technology they might be using at home. Then we shifted into distance learning. Pre-spring break, we had 3 weeks, and we just focused on less is more, not trying to overwhelm our staff and not trying to overwhelm the students. Just get online, engage in something, and figure out how this gets working. And as a school site, we wanted to make sure we were supporting with meals, computers, and internet. We wanted to take away those obstacles that might prevent you from learning, because if you can't eat, you're not going to learn. If you don't have a computer and the work is virtual, it's going to be impossible for you. And if you don't have access to the internet, then we tried to support you with that as well. That was our main focus. Now, post spring break, we have all sorts of grade levels doing all sorts of different things that Dr. RH will talk about. And we're meeting on a weekly basis to share with each other what's working, what's not working, and we're figuring that out together. And we've started adding specialty classes because we heard from the students and the parents that they missed their specialty teachers and their specialty classes. And we've shifted our mindset from, oh my God, this is so hard, or this must be so hard from our students and our families, to what opportunities can we find even amidst all this chaos? What opportunities can we find to show our community and our students that nothing will stop us from delivering high quality education, the high quality education that they deserve, so they can be empowered to own their future. Nothing's going to stop you as a parent. That's the opportunity you have to show your students that nothing's going to stop you from supporting your child, not even if they're learning from home. No matter what it is, you're going to support them. And it's an opportunity for students to see that even without their teacher tapping them on the shoulder, they can take control of their own education in a way that they never would have imagined before and can come back even more independent, owning their future. Hemos andado en 3 fases de esta etapa. La primera fase fue preparar, comunicar con familias, con alumnos, con maestros, cuando ya andábamos viendo que esto iba a ser una posibilidad de cerrar las escuelas y ya empezamos a hacer, a estudiar, a planear cómo vamos a poder pasar tantas computadoras, cómo vamos a hacer la comida, cómo vamos a ganar puntos de acceso, cómo vamos a limpiar todo. Empezamos con esa planificación bien rápido. Después antes de que empezó el aprendizaje a distancia, las 3 semanas antes de la primavera, todo fue experimento, pero con menos es más. Empezar a que se acostumbren los alumnos a aprender la cámara, a usar el plataforma de Google Classroom. Como escuela queríamos apoyar y darle soporte a ustedes con comida, computadoras y internet. Las cosas que serían obstáculos al aprendizaje, porque si la clase es virtual y no tengo internet o no tengo computadora o tengo tanta hambre porque el refri está vacío, no voy a poder aprender y los queremos apoyar como ser humanos. Ahora, ya que hemos regresado de las vacaciones de primavera, ahora sí andamos platicando uno a otro entre maestros y equipos qué está funcionando, qué no está funcionando, para que no tengamos que hacer todo esto solitos. Esto es un modelo de instrucción nuevo que lo hicimos sobre noche, entonces andamos colaborando. También agregamos las clases de electivas de arte, de educación física, de preparación para colegio, porque en las encuestas los alumnos y los padres nos dijeron que ya extrañaban a los maestros de las clases electivas y ahora queremos adoptar la mentalidad de oportunidad. En vez de quejarnos de qué difícil es esto, vamos a encontrar las oportunidades. La oportunidad de enseñarle a esta comunidad que nada nos va a parar de darles a ustedes acceso a la calidad, a una educación de alta calidad. La educación de alta calidad que merecen ustedes y merecen sus hijos. Ustedes tienen una oportunidad de enseñarles a sus hijos qué importante es la educación para que vean que nada va a parar ese apoyo. Y los alumnos tienen la oportunidad de aprender la lección que ellos verdaderamente están en control de su propia educación y su propio futuro. No pueden echarle culpa al vecino que les anda molestando o al salón que anda platicando muchos. Ellos andan en control. Lo que viene al siguiente, ya bien pronto vamos a tener conferencias de los padres. Les vamos a platicar al lado de los grados un modelo alternativo de calificación porque queremos poder darles información del progreso de su alumno sin tener que castigar el muchacho o muchacha que es el mayor de edad con papá o mamá soltero o soltera, que tiene 3 hermanitos en escuela que los anda apoyando durante el día, que no tiene tiempo para poder hacer su educación o tiene alguien enfermo. Nuestros alumnos andan viviendo muchas cosas que no deben de tener que vivir al lado de estrés y no los queremos castigar y decirles que son fracasos porque no pudieron ajustar verdaderamente rápidamente durante algo que no ha pasado en más de 100 años en este mundo. Y también vamos a tener el sitio de web. El sitio de web va a tener apariencia nueva y ya para la próxima semana le vamos a poner una página ahí donde van a poder encontrar todos los horarios de todas las clases y los enlaces de comunicación para todos. What comes next? Grades. Let's talk about alternative grading model. That will start going out next week. We're going to solidify that this week and then send it out to you. We want to be able to balance giving you accurate feedback on how your child is doing while not punishing the student who was not able to adjust to the distance learning model fast enough. This is stressful times, and I won't go into the list of everything that I already know that our students are going through the questions that we have or as a result of focus groups, but some of our students are going through a lot. And even if they don't have someone sick in their family or their family didn't lose a job, it's stressful in and of itself just by being in a global pandemic and something that hasn't happened in 100 years. So we don't want to tell students that they're failures for not adjusting fast enough to our unrealistic expectations, but we don't want to lower the expectations when we know they can rise to them. It's an opportunity for them to see that even if I don't have a risk of failure, if the teacher's not going to give me an F, I can still push myself and I can still learn. At the end of the day, if grades disappeared tomorrow, grade books disappeared and became illegal tomorrow, learning would still happen, teaching would still happen. And so we'll propose that next week, and we're gonna push that out to you. And then we're gonna have parent conferences so you can learn how to better support your child, as well as get some props and some validation if you're doing the right things, because it's nice to hear nice things about your children or about what you're doing to support them during a hard time like this. Our website has been updated with the new look, and there's a distance learning landing page if you go to it that right now is currently empty, so don't rush over to it. By next week or by the end of next week, it's going to have a lot more links on there, including all the schedules of where your child should be, when they should be in front of a screen, and when they don't have to be in front of a screen. Miss Isabel, will you talk to us a little bit about the office?
Señor, en nuestra oficina principal tenemos un equipo de trabajo que está al servicio de todos ustedes. Yo soy la señora Isabel Aguirre, gerente de la oficina. Mi dirección electrónica está disponible para ustedes. La señora Imani Burton y la señora Verónica Hernández también están asistiendo a nuestros padres y a los estudiantes. Puede comunicarse con nosotros al teléfono de la escuela. Estamos en el plantel lunes y jueves de 8 de la mañana a 4 de la tarde, y el resto de los días de la semana la oficina está cerrada al público, pero estamos disponibles por teléfono también en el mismo horario. Si va a venir a la oficina, necesita llamar para hacer una cita. Good afternoon, my name is Isabel Aguirre. I am the office manager, and our office team is available to support our parents and students. Imani Burton and Ms. Hernandez have been supporting families with all the needs that they might have. You can contact us over the school phone number. We are here in the office Mondays and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you need to come to the office, you need to call us and make an appointment. And the rest of the weekdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are not in campus, but we are available over the email, over the school phone number in the same schedule, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We continue distributing the food on the same schedule, Mondays and Thursdays, breakfast 7:30 to 9 and lunch 11:30 to 1 p.m. We are conserving the distance guidelines. Please, if you come to our campus, wear your face masks and keep away from 6 feet apart. And if you need to request a transcript for the 8th grade students for high school, we can send you the form that you need to fill out, and we can do it through talking points, and we will return it to you either by email, or you can call the office to make an appointment and come and pick it up. Nuestra oficina continúa distribuyendo los desayunos y los almuerzos en el mismo horario, lunes y jueves. Desayuno y almuerzo o 7:30 a 9 y 11:30 a 1 de la tarde. Y de igual manera, si necesita solicitar las transcripciones para los estudiantes de 8º grado, por favor, déjenos saber. Nosotros podemos enviarle el formulario a través de la aplicación de Talking Points, y podemos regresárselo a través de su dirección electrónica, o puede llamar a la oficina para hacer una cita y venir a recogerlo. Estamos de igual manera implementando la distancia social, los lineamientos de distancia social, utilizando nuestras mascarillas y manteniéndonos a 6 pies de distancia separados unos de otros. Y si puede venir a recoger sus transcripciones haciendo una cita de igual manera. Y estamos para servirles, y muchas gracias.
So, Miss Dr. RH, will you talk to us a little bit about how this looks?
Yes, so distance learning, what's happening, what are students doing? Class sessions are happening every day for 30 to 60 minutes. Students are logging on and participating with their classmates and their teachers. Mondays specifically, there'll be specialty classes like Mr. Trejo mentioned. That's a lot of what our students wanted, so we want to make sure we provide that enrichment opportunity as well. Mondays will be independent work for core classes. So they'll have some enrichment time with their specialty and then independent time for core work. And then Tuesday through Friday is when they'll be logging on, doing the assignments, watching video lessons. The two main platforms that students are using to meet with their teachers are Google Meet and Zoom. The main communication platform that teachers are using is Google Classroom, where they're getting their assignments, they're getting feedback on their assignments, class session times, reminders are posted on Google Classroom, and their schedules. Teachers are also still continuing to check in with our students and making sure that we're still checking in to see how they're doing, just how are you doing during this time. So there's different advisory activities happening. Specialty is also offering enrichment. So each grade level has one specialty teacher that they're specifically going to be working with, but they're also providing different enrichment opportunities for the other grade levels throughout the week. You will also notice that there are different models of teaching in each grade level. We are still trying to figure out the best model right now. So you'll notice that there is some differentiation happening with how distance learning is happening. Next slide. Oh, no, Miss Isabel, sorry.
Ok, pueden ustedes darse cuenta que el aprendizaje a distancia se está llevando a cabo en un periodo de tiempo de 30 a 60 minutos. Los lunes los estudiantes tienen las clases selectivas, que son clases en vivo, y están también recibiendo asignaciones para su trabajo independiente. Ellos se están conectando a través de la aplicación de Google Meet o Google Classroom, y también estamos utilizando la plataforma de Zoom, que es esta que estamos usando ahora. En Google Classroom, a través de Google Classroom reciben sus asignaciones de tareas, el horario de clase y los horarios del resto de las actividades. Estamos también tratando de proporcionarles en las clases de advisory la oportunidad de tener actividades de enriquecimiento, porque es lo que los estudiantes han estado pidiendo, y ustedes también pueden notar que estamos tratando de determinar cuál es el mejor modelo de enseñanza que estamos utilizando en este momento para cada nivel o para cada grado. Y ustedes van a ser informados oportunamente cuando se determine cuál es el mejor modelo.
Thank you. So what are students doing? Our main goal is to be student-centered, flexible, sustainable, and collaborative, both for our teachers and our students. So students are joining live sessions, they're watching lesson videos, you might see pre-recorded videos posted. They're journaling to make sense of the world around them. It's really important for us to make sure that they're able to connect to what's going on now and that we can connect our curriculum and content to that. They're analyzing credible media and science. They're discussing themes of diversity and what it means to live in our world right now. They're sharing spaces to have connections with their peers, and they're creating videos, creating slideshows and documents to make their thinking visible. A lot of technology that they're learning to make their assignments come alive.
Con respecto a lo que están haciendo los estudiantes actualmente, el modelo de enseñanza está enfocado en los alumnos, pero a la vez es flexible, sostenible y en un espíritu de colaboración. Los estudiantes pueden unirse a las clases en vivo, y ellos están también viendo videos de las lecciones que se les están impartiendo. En este momento ellos están en un proceso diariamente de darse cuenta de lo que está sucediendo en el mundo y tener una idea, una sensación de lo que está pasando a su alrededor. Están también llevando a cabo análisis que son fidedignos o creíbles acerca de la materia de ciencia. Están teniendo discusiones acerca de la diversidad y lo que está significando para ellos y para todos nosotros en este mundo, en este momento. Ahora, están también teniendo la oportunidad de compartir con sus compañeros de clase a través del establecimiento de las conexiones, ya sea a través de sus teléfonos o a través de las redes sociales. Estamos también creando videos y presentaciones a través de para que su nivel de pensamiento pueda ser visible y desarrollar la capacidad de
Thank you. And if you have any questions for me, you can always email me. My email is in this slideshow as well. Thank you.
Si ustedes tienen alguna pregunta, pueden siempre enviarme un correo electrónico y el correo electrónico está desplegado en la presentación.
Disculpe si el audio de español se andaba comunicando no muy bien. Vamos a ver si podemos arreglar eso, porque el español de la señora Aguirre es mucho mejor que el español mío, pero ojalá que puedan leer lo que hemos escrito ahí al lado de cómo podemos ver al lado de lo que andan haciendo los alumnos, pero sí deben de tener sesiones en vivo cada día, martes a viernes. Los lunes son un poco más independientes, pero sí tienen clases electivas y andan haciendo muchas cosas por el Google Classroom y andan teniendo tiempo para compartir con sus compañeros y hasta ellos mismos andan haciendo videos. Platiquen con ellos, por favor. Dean Royal, will you talk to us a little bit about D-League? I don't see Dean Royal on there, so I'm just going to go over this. Our Dean Royal leads a very strong team that is focused on the student engagement. Every single day, a big spreadsheet is updated telling us who logged on, who didn't, and they are in charge of reaching out to those students. If you've gotten an email from someone saying your child isn't logging in or missed a session, Dean Royal oversees that department. But now we want to make sure that we're not only focused on who's not doing things, we also want to focus on who is doing what they're doing. So we're trying to find incentives to motivate students and see what type of things we can do in terms of raffles and gift cards and honor those that are working really hard during a time where it's really hard to work. And then Dean Royal is also reaching out and talking with families who have students going through some hardships, and we're supporting beyond just the academic. And we're just ensuring communication is clear for you, so you have all the information you have in order so you can be a parent. El equipo de la señora Royal está encargado al lado de la participación de los alumnos. Si ellos, can you guys hear me right now, Cesar? Okay, good. Sorry, I think a message came in a little slower. Al lado de la comunicación de la participación de los alumnos, cada día andamos viendo quién hizo el trabajo, quién no lo hizo, quién llegó a su sesión virtual en vivo, quién no está llegando allí, y los andamos mandando mensajes a los alumnos, a los padres, para asegurarnos que todos tengan la misma comunicación de dónde tiene que andar la gente. También andamos apoyando a las familias que andan viviendo algo bien difícil, si es obstáculo al aprendizaje. También nos andamos encargando de los incentivos que vamos a poder tener al lado de premios para los alumnos que, aunque sea difícil trabajar ahorita, andan haciendo todo su trabajo. Ms. H, would you be willing to talk for just a few minutes?
Sure. Hi. So I'm Ms. Heron. I'm the special ed coordinator. So what we've been doing, supporting students with exceptionalities, is distance learning, supporting their academics through their IEPs, supporting families to find academic support resources. I'm also supporting all of the special education staff, the teachers, para-eds, and the service providers. And then we're also planning on hosting a distance learning parent town hall, very similar to this, to ask any questions or concerns or suggestions, so that way we can best figure out how to help you even more and support you at home with your student.
La señora H, Ms. Heron, es la coordinadora de educación especial y ella apoya a todo lo que tiene que pertenecer a los alumnos que tienen IEPs, que andan en educación especial, alumnos que decimos tienen excepcionalidades al lado de aprendizaje, y los andamos apoyando en todo lo que se puede, porque ellos andaban recibiendo apoyos específicos aquí en persona que no se puede traducir virtualmente fácil. Entonces andamos trabajando con las familias para poder apoyar a todos con los apoyos que ellos merecen, y queremos tener una junta bien pronto solo para las familias de alumnos con IEPs, para poder ayudarles a ustedes a comunicar y apoyar a sus hijos en casa. And then we'll just go over this real briefly, Ms. H. I'm gonna just glance over this. We do have a 6th grade team working on special education. And so if your child had an IEP or has an IEP, make sure you are in constant communication with the ed specialist or the paraeducator or Ms. H. If your child has an IEP, these are not new people to you. Si su hijo tiene un IEP, ya sabe este equipo, ya sabe el apoyo que pueden dar. Por favor, comuníquense con ellos para que podamos trabajar juntos. Mr. Kendrick, Mr. Jones, will you talk to us about this?
Sure thing. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? So a couple of resources are available inside of the Gardena area. One of the ones that I wanted to highlight was the Boys and Girls Club of Harbor Gateway. So we're currently in the process of establishing a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of Harbor Gateway, and they are giving out lunch and snack for students inside of the area. So this is something that you guys should definitely look into. There's other resources that are available as well, and there was a handout that was created and sent out to all the parents. If you did not receive it, please feel free to send me an email, and I have no problem with forwarding it over to you guys. I also wanted to speak very briefly about the enrollment process currently taking place for the 2020-2021 school year. We are still enrolling during this time. We are, as you guys have already heard earlier inside of this meeting, still trying to flesh out all of the last minute details for the next school year in the event that COVID-19 still is going on during that time. But we did want to encourage all parents, if possible, to please spread the word that our school is still accepting applications during this time. Lastly, we are seeking parents who are interested in providing some feedback and some responses as it relates to us as staff and our support for your students. If you are interested in providing a testimonial about your experience being a part of the ECMSG family, please feel free to reach out to me as well. And I'm more than happy to coordinate that with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Gracias. El señor Kendrick Jones es nuestro coordinador de los padres y de la comunidad. Anda solicitando recursos para comunicarse con ustedes. El club de Boys and Girls Club anda dando comida todos los días, lunes a viernes, y hemos mandado recursos digitalmente. Si ustedes tienen algunos recursos que no hemos mandado a las familias, pero serían beneficio a la comunidad, se los mandan al señor Jones y él los puede publicar para toda la escuela. Seguimos inscribiendo para el próximo año para grado 6. Entonces, si ustedes conocen a otra gente que piensan que serían buenas familias, que este ambiente de ECMS Gardena sería escuela buena para ellos, por favor, los manden al sitio de web de nosotros, porque sí seguimos inscribiendo, pero no podemos ir ahorita a eventos para publicar que andamos inscribiendo. Y si ustedes están bien felices con nosotros y quieren ser voluntarios para hacer un video de platicar de qué encantados están, seríamos bien agradecidos, porque Ya sabemos que los padres le dan la más confianza a la palabra de otros padres, porque no mentimos cuando se trata al lado de nuestros hijos. Mr. Delgado, take it away.
Got it. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Mr. Delgado speaking. I know this workshop, town hall, got a little bit lengthy, so I will go over just the primary things, the things that are most important at this time. Hola, padres, soy Mr. Delgado. Sé que se nos hizo un poco largo esta sitio, pero voy a hablar sobre las cosas un poco rápidos y un poco las más importantes para que no quitarles mucho tiempo. So the main thing I want to get at is counseling is still happening on a daily basis. Most recently, our specialty department, Ms. Montoya, Mr. Shrugs, Ms. Matthews, and also Ms. Sarah recently contacted pretty much the majority of our students to kind of screen them and let us know how they're doing. That happened last week and the prior week. What they did with that information is let us know who is it that needs a little bit more support, and we moved on from there. Another thing that's been happening within the social, emotional activities, social hour we call them, that would be events and things happening for about an hour to be a little bit of a change about what's going on, where students can kind of forget and normalize what's going on. So if your student's talking about it, make sure you're doing so. Those are the two main things I wanted to talk about. And then I want to talk about mental health in general and some things we're concerned about. Hola, padres. Las cosas más importantes que quería platicar es conseguir todo está pasando diario, pero también quiero decirles que hace poco las clases de espacialidad, los maestros le llamaron a todos los estudiantes para averiguar en dónde están ellos en su salud mental. Nos ayudaron a averiguar quiénes son los estudiantes que necesitan un poco más de apoyo. Eso hace poco pasó. Aparte de eso, también están haciendo ellos y también otros personal actividades que nos ayudan con la salud mental para tratar de normalizar qué es lo que está pasando ahorita y para que ellos tengan un escape en vez de solamente estar en la casa haciendo académicas o mirando al techo. Eso serían las cosas más importantes. Voy a sobrepasar a lo que quería platicar, que sería la salud mental. You go to the next one, Dave. So the biggest thing that I wanted to go over is where we stand right now and these actions that are happening because of COVID. Like we are in a place that everything that we're going through is like a perfect setup for depression, for anxiety, for irritable behavior, and for developing bad habits and impacting our students and our adults socially. So where we're at and us not being able to leave the home and us not socializing with other students or other people or just being in the same room or in the same space with other people, all of those are perfect ways to fall into depression, anxiety, or any one of these behaviors. There's a lot of other mental challenges that we could fall into because of what's going on. What we want to do as a school is attempt to prevent some of those before it becomes too late. So one thing I want to show you guys, if you guys could see, is, no, you guys cannot see. So one thing I'll show you guys and explain is that the biggest thing is, oh, there it goes. Boom, they took care of that. So this here would be a scale on just say depression. You could use this for pretty much anything. The straight line would be normal. That would be if nothing's happening, nothing's going on. This is my normal state of mental health relating to sadness, depression, and happiness. If I go to Disneyland, I'm going to get super happy. When I come back, I'm going to be in a normal state. A reason why I would get sad is my dog ran away and I can't find him anymore. So I'm sad now. Eventually, I'll get over it and I'll come back. The biggest thing that's happening right now is we have nothing to look forward to. If we don't do things that we have things to look forward to, we will eventually go into depression ourselves and then also our students. And we want to try to prevent some of that. Can you put the thing back, Dave? So we want to make sure that we attempt to prevent these things from happening. And I'm going to go over it in the next slide. Hola, padres. La cosa más importante que quería decirles es de que en la situación que estamos ahorita es muy fácil nosotros meternos en depresión, ansiedad, comportamiento irritable, estar enojado siempre y hacer habilidades que tenemos que no son buenos para nuestra salud y impactos sociales. Nosotros queremos tratar de cambiar eso para asegurar de que nosotros estemos bien, pero también nuestros estudiantes. Cuando no tenemos nada que ver, nada que sobrepasar, nada que ver para adelante, es un poco difícil movernos para adelante. Dave, can you show it again so I can show it in Spanish? So les quiero enseñar esta misma papel que les quería enseñar. So esta línea sería nuestra salud mental normal a relación de depresión. Por ejemplo, si nosotros vamos a Disneylandia, nos vamos a estar muy feliz. Cuando regresemos, vamos a regresar a un parte normal. Si a esa misma persona se les pierde su perro o algo pasa con esa persona, va a estar triste y solamente va a regresar al normal. Lo que está pasando ahorita es, no tenemos nada que ver, aunque sea algo divertido, no podemos ir a Six Flags, no podemos ir a Disneylandia y no tenemos nada nuevo que está pasando. Es muy fácil que nosotros nos metemos en depresión y diferentes tipos de dificultades con salud mental. Y en la siguiente línea les voy a decir ideas de qué es lo que pueden hacer para prevenir estos. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. We'll wait till it loads. So as far as depression goes, we want to prevent some of the bad habits that are happening right now. So we don't want our students to stay in their Sunday clothes all week. That's just a perfect way to get into a low self-esteem. We want to make sure that our students are still grooming themselves. They're brushing their teeth in the mornings. They are taking care of themselves. They could go as far as changing into their uniform clothes so it could feel like they're actually going to school. So it feels a little bit different. Another thing that we want to do is provide some structure. That alone would help with some of the depression, but also with the anxiety as well, because as of right now, there's a lot of unknowns. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next month, the month after that. What we were used to and the life we were used to has changed. And we want to provide some structure to reduce some of that. Some of the things that you could do is your students should know exactly when to get up Monday through Friday, when to groom themselves, when to log on, when you guys go out for a walk. And it should be happening pretty often in order for the students to be able to take care of what it is they got to take care of. The other thing I want to get into is promote creative activities. They could do anything that they weren't used to doing. I've seen some pretty creative things, and you want to do everything that you can to increase their self-esteem. As far as their anxiety goes, we want to provide some of that awareness. Ms. Montoya in college readiness, she's going to be talking about facts related to COVID-19. What this would do is provide some awareness and reduce some of this anxiety. So monitor the media that they are watching, because not everything on there is accurate. The other thing I would like to talk about is social anxiety. If our students are not talking to anybody for the next 2-3 months, there's a lot of social interactions that they skipped out on, and a lot of development related to skills with socializing that they skipped out on. And we can't really do much about it, but I would recommend that you guys force your students to socialize and to talk to other people within the school that were their friends. And that's not liking a comment or commenting to somebody on Instagram. That's more of actually socializing, and they could do something like this in order to keep that going. And we could try to prevent as much as we can. And as of right now, there is a lot of irritable behavior that I'm getting a lot of within counseling sessions. We want to give our students and yourself the space as well. It's very easy to be irritable when we're with the same people all day and there's nothing that we could do about it. So have a structured space, have a structured time of when these things are happening, and prevent some of those unknowns from happening. Hola, padres. Acerca de la depresión, de lo que quería tratar de prevenir es a prevenir las habilidades malas. Por ejemplo, no queremos que los estudiantes estén mirando el techo todo el día y que se queden en sus pijamas todo el día, toda la semana. Es muy importante que sus estudiantes tengan una estructura y tratar de prevenir depresión de pasar, y que ellos se sientan a gusto también entre ellos mismos. Por ejemplo, que se levanten a cierto tiempo, que se arreglen ellos mismos, que se laven los dientes y que se sientan bien de ellos mismos. Queremos tratar de levantar el autoestima. Y también otra cosa que queremos hacer es también tener estructura. Eso nos ayudaría con la depresión y también con la ansiedad. La estructura, como se puede ver, es se levantan a cierto tiempo, lunes a viernes, entran a clase a tiempo específico, de lunes a viernes, terminan a cierto tiempo, y si ustedes van a ir a caminar a una parte o van a hacer algo, que lo hagan y sepan adelantados de que eso es lo que va a pasar, porque si les dicen a las 2:30 que a las 3 van a ir a caminar, a lo mejor se pueden poner de malas, pero si saben que todos los miércoles y los viernes van a caminar, eso ayuda con un poco de la ansiedad y también tienen un poco de más actividad de lo que está pasando, porque en este momento todo ha cambiado, todo lo normal ya no es normal. Lo queremos tratar de quitar un poco de esa ansiedad. Otra cosa que queremos, que va a hacer en la clase de la señora Ms. Montoya, es platicar sobre qué son datos que son correctos acerca de lo que está pasando. Hay muchas cosas que están pasando en la tele y no todo es verdad. Y ellos sabiendo qué es lo que es correcto sería una cosa muy importante para ellos, para reducir un poco de esa ansiedad. La última cosa acerca de ansiedad es, por la razón que los estudiantes no están platicando con muchos estudiantes ahorita y no van a platicar hasta que regresen, hasta que todo esto se acabe, lo que puede pasar es, cuando lleguemos a que ellos entreguen al siguiente año, tienen mucho tiempo de que ellos no platicaron con nadie más que las personas que estaban en su casa. Lo que pasa con un estudiante así o una persona así es cuando traten de platicar con las personas, tienen ansiedad y tienen dificultad platicando con ellos. Lo que queremos que hacer es que traten lo más posible de que ellos platiquen y esfuércenos para que ellos platiquen con sus alumnos o con otras personas en la clase. Y no sería dándoles un comentario en Instagram o Facebook, sería que ellos platiquen con ellos así en la misma vez que estamos haciendo ahorita. Y también muchos de los estudiantes en conseguir ahorita nos están diciendo que están irritados. Es muy difícil lo que está pasando. No hay muchas cosas que queremos hacer, pero la estructura va a ayudar con todo eso y también va a ayudar con ellos teniendo su propio espacio y denles ese espacio igual como ustedes para que también podamos tener más de eso y más estructura para tratar de prevenir y tratar de durar lo que podemos hacer. Last thing I wanted to say before I give it to Mr. Trejo is that if you guys want to hear more about this and you find this useful, either comment or email us and we will be more than glad to provide more stuff on mental health. I know we kind of sped through some of these things, but whatever you guys want to listen to, we're more than glad to do so and do some research on and be able to get back to you guys. La última cosa que quería decir antes de darle a la cámara al señor Trejo es que si ustedes les gusta lo que estamos platicando, díganos en los comentarios o si no, mándanos un correo electrónico para poder tener más situaciones sobre esto. Go ahead, Mr. Trejo.
Thank you, everyone. Les agradezco todo su tiempo. We haven't answered many questions, and so there's a couple ways to do it. You can type in the chat box, you can type in the Q&A, or you can push the button to raise your hand and we will activate your microphone and unmute you. Hay maneras de hacer preguntas. Tenemos oportunidad para contestar preguntas. Pueden escribirlo donde dice Q y A, pueden escribirlo en la caja chat o pueden encontrar el botón que tiene la mano y dice raise hand y vamos a activar su micrófono. I see some folks typing that they don't have any questions. I hope this was useful to folks. We're really grateful that you are partnering with us. While I wait for any questions to come up or a hand to go up, and Jacqueline, I see your hand and I will unmute you in just a moment. One thing I do want to say is that I hope that if there's any one of my staff members, of our staff members, that has been extra helpful to you, this is a really stressful time for everyone. Don't take that for granted. Shoot them a message. Don't take it for granted that they know. Shoot off that appreciation. There's never anything, no such thing as too much appreciation or too much positive feedback. Si algún miembro de nuestro personal les ha apoyado a usted, a sus hijos, más de lo que esperaban, por favor, no tengan la expectativa que ellos ya saben ese agradecimiento. Mándenles el mensaje. Es tiempo de isolación, que donde todos podemos usar eso. A ver, vamos a ver las preguntas. Señora Camol, Jacqueline, yo vi que había levantado su mano. No sé si quiere platicar. A ver. Sometimes it's a struggle to get this talking. I have a question about parent conferences. We will let you know next week. We're going to do them on Thursday in the afternoon and Friday during the day. Las conferencias les vamos a comunicar la próxima semana. Lo vamos a hacer el jueves, el cuarto, en la tarde y el quinto en el día. Al lado de las preguntas vemos. There's a question about summer bridge for next year. If you have an incoming sixth grader, of how we will do summer bridge. We don't know the answer to that yet. What we do know is that summer bridge has been a really successful part of our program to build community year in, year out. If it has to be virtual, it'll be virtual and we'll find a way to do it. What we really hope we can do is in person. But over here, if you haven't figured it out at this point, we plan for the best and we also plan for the worst. And we're ready to go, boom, 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 adapt with plan A, B, C at any moment's notice. So we're hoping that it won't be virtual. Una cosa que nos preguntaron fue qué vamos a hacer con los alumnos de grado 6 que andan entrando. porque tenemos orientación de una semana o 2 semanas cada año. Ya es bien importante que los alumnos tengan esa oportunidad para ser amigos antes de que empiece la escuela. Es bien importante para nosotros. Si lo tenemos que hacer virtual, lo vamos a hacer. Lo que tenemos la esperanza que sea en vivo, pero ahí vamos a seguir las órdenes de lo que nos dicen. I see a shout out to Mr. Jones there in the Q&A, Mr. Jones, for supporting their children. The last day of instruction is June 11th. El último día de las clases va a ser el 11 de junio. And then waitlist, Miss Isabel, there's a question about waitlist for 7th grade, about what we are going to do about students on the waitlist for 7th grade.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, regarding 7th grade, we had been opening 2 or 3 more spaces for 7th grade. Unfortunately, we don't have that much capacity right now, but we are in the process of analyzing how and working and planning with our team of home office to see how is it going to look like. If by any chance we are able to open more spaces, for sure, we will be contacting the parents of the wait list. Up to now, since the 6th grade students, most of them are returning for next school year, they have the priority to keep the space. In fact, during the lottery, we were only able to open 2 spaces for new students. However, we have in plan that we might be opening a few more spaces, but it's not guaranteed yet. So as soon as we get a final plan with our home office and the way it will look like, we will for sure contact all the families in the wait list and let them know.
There's a question that I want to read out loud. Will the students get credit? Will it count? So here's the way that I would answer that is that if a student has done enough to do their work, they're not going to get a random grade. It's going to say they're going to get either a 3 or it's going to say they passed. There's going to be a clear way for you to know that your child met all their expectations, and for their next teacher to know that even when learning was hard, they worked really hard. We're going to make sure of that. We're also going to make sure that the students that are doing everything they need to do and more are honored. We're going to find ways to do that. Our first priority, as we mentioned earlier, was just removing the obstacles for folks. Now that we're kind of getting in a bit of a groove, now we can get into a place where we can honor those things and make sure that all that communication is crystal clear. Al lado de una pregunta, si el trabajo va a tener algún sentido, si no tiene calificación o riesgo de fracaso o de sacar de reprobar la clase, lo que quiero comunicar es que vamos a comunicar con ustedes cómo le va a su alumno y ustedes van a saber si su hijo o su hija llegó a todas las expectativas. Lo vamos a hacer bien claro. Van a tener la distinción de tener un 3 o que pasaron la clase y van a saber ustedes qué indica eso y eso va a ser bien claro para ustedes y ya que tenemos un poco más de experiencia con el aprendizaje a distancia, ya nos podemos enfocar en los premios para los que andan trabajando bien duro. Thank you for that.
I would like to add something else about the waitlist. If by any chance the student that is in the waitlist is a student that has a current student attending our school or they were selected in the lottery for other grade level like 6th grade, we will keep the families together. So the student, even though the student is in the waitlist, we might open the space for the families to be together. En el caso de que tengan un estudiante en la lista de espera de 7º grado, pero un hermano que haya sido seleccionado para ser matriculado con nosotros en el 6º grado, nosotros vamos a mantener a las familias unidas y vamos a abrir de alguna forma el espacio para que el estudiante de 7º grado, si está dentro de la prioridad, pueda mantenerse la familia unida y puedan asistir a la escuela. Pero por supuesto, se lo dejaremos saber en su momento.
Hay una pregunta al lado de cómo vamos a comunicar los grados de, de los alumnos. Ahorita seguimos metiendo calificaciones en Power School, pero andamos trabajando en a ver cómo vamos a poder hacer talleres o juntos y juntas virtuales para enseñarles cómo usar el Google Classroom. Si ustedes tienen alguien en su familia que sabe cómo usar tecnología, vale la pena invertir el tiempo a aprender cómo usar el Google Classroom, porque con las contraseñas y nombres de usuarios de sus alumnos, allí van a poder ver todo. Y es algo que si no saben cómo hacerlo, va a ser semanas y semanas de frustración, pero si se dedican un par de horas con alguien que tiene paciencia, van a poder hacerlo. Y nosotros andamos investigando qué va a ser la mejor manera de que nosotros podamos hacer esos apoyos, pero no tienen que esperar para nosotros. El Internet tiene mucho al lado de cómo cómo apoyar a su hijo con Google Classroom. In terms of checking your students' progress, we are trying to figure out what's the best way for us to educate our families on how to use Google Classroom. However, we're not the first school to ever think about that, which means if you type in how to support my child in Google Classroom, you're going to get a ton of things on Google. Like you'll get a ton of things. If you invest no time in trying to teach yourself or finding someone in your family who can teach you Google Classroom before we do it, you may have months or weeks of frustration. It'll take a couple hours of learning it, but once you learn it, it'll be really easy to see how your child is doing. That's going to be the best way, in my opinion. Oh, thank you, Ms. Jensen. I see that we are gonna. There's other resources, Mr. Kendrick Jones. If you see Ms. Jansen, you know Ms. Jansen, that we have some of our students engaging in dance companies even virtually, and they're gonna keep doing things that live stream, and so those will be good things for us to share with our community. Anything we can share to pick up spirits and keep things going, we should do it because we know that we want to keep this community together. There's a lot of support and love within the community, but there's no such thing as too much positivity during a time like this. Andamos viendo que una de las familias nos anda compartiendo detalles que en el futuro vamos a tener la compañía de baile de su hija va a hacer ensayos o van a hacer shows para poder verlos por YouTube y los vamos a poder mandarlos a la familia. Si tienen alguna pregunta con el código de Power School, por favor nos hablan durante las horas de entre 8 a 4 y bien fácil le podemos dar el código o nos mandan correo electrónico y bien fácil por Talking Points como sea, se lo mandamos. No creo que se lo vamos a mandar hoy porque ya quiero que mi personal se vaya a dormir o a descansar, pero mañana se los podemos mandar. If you have trouble logging into Power School or Google Classroom or your child won't share their password with you, shoot us a message. We'll take care of it. We'll set you up with that. Les agradezco. I want my team.
What is the name of the student that the parent needs the code? So I can send it to the parent via Google or Talking Point. What is the name of the student? Would you please put it in the chat?
Si usted nos comunicó que no tiene el código de Power School, si pone el nombre de su hijo ahí en el chat, Miss Isabel se le va a mandar la información a usted bien rápido. Aside from that, I want to say thank you to and appreciate our staff for staying on late. We know that you don't have anywhere to go, but you certainly have things to do and rest and relaxation to get, and you're taking the time to be here with us. So we really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate everyone that took the time to be here. If at this point, if you want to sign off, you can sign off, but I'm going to open the floor up to appreciations from our staff or anyone that wants to send out an appreciation on the microphone if you want to. We have a culture of appreciations here.
I'd really like to appreciate the ACE team and Kendrick and Royal and everyone, and Caesar, of course. I've had several students that came to class today after approaching those members of staff, and then that helps us clarify any problems that they're having. So that was pretty cool, and it's really great when you get kids back in the classroom. So thank you for that.
I want to go ahead and appreciate the everybody on here, all the staff members that are on here. Every single one of our staff members is overachieving, and they do the most and the best that they can, regardless of how much it takes and what work it takes. So I know we have a lot of good, kind-hearted people within our department, and I'm proud to be working with everybody in this department.
I'd like to appreciate all the parents that logged in today, taking time out of your schedule to really understand what's going on and help your child. I know it's really hard at this time because you're also juggling other things or other siblings. So thank you so much for logging on today.
I would like to appreciate all of the parents who have been very responsive during this time. Even when we're sending out these text messages, notifications to you all, you guys are still very responsive and receptive of the information. So thank you. And I would also like to show appreciation to my fellow colleagues for their support during this time for our students. Keep up the great work.
I would also like to appreciate all of the parents for your support, not only to your own students, but to us as a staff. It really does feel good, and it makes us want to work even harder. So thank you for that. And I'd like to appreciate all the staff members that are here, and especially those that have done this for the 4th time today, and those that are translating. Hats off to you.
Hay muchos agradecimientos para los padres. Sabemos que esto no se puede hacer sin ustedes, porque los alumnos andan en casa allí con ustedes, enfrente de ustedes, y ustedes tienen tanto que hacer, pero nos andan apoyando a nosotros y nos están enseñando mucho agradecimiento que nos ayuda a nosotros. Es como motivación para nosotros.
De igual manera, yo también quiero agradecer a los padres por su respuesta y por estar al pendiente de sus niños. Nosotros estamos trabajando arduamente por ustedes. Si no fuera por ustedes, nosotros no estaríamos aquí. Así que muchas gracias por esa respuesta y sepan que estamos disponibles para apoyarlos de la mejor manera posible. I also want to appreciate all the parents that have been connected, and I want you to know that we are here for you, providing all the support that you might need, and having you connected is like a feed for our souls. So thank you so much for responding, and thank you for supporting.
And to the parent named Maisha, who wants to help her daughter with lesson plans, that's a great problem to have for a teacher. If you email your teacher and you say, I'm having trouble following along the lesson to support my child, can you help me out? I guarantee you that they'll get back to you with tools and resources to be able to do that, regardless of what the grade is. If you have trouble reaching that, then you can always reach out to Mr. Jones or to one of us, and we'll help you out. Get in touch with the right person. But I can guarantee you that I don't have too many teachers complaining about too much parent contact or a parent that is overeager to help. So please, it's in 7th grade, so please reach out to that means that she either has Mr. Siwa or Mr. Limon on one side, or Mr. Gibson or Mr. Selig. All 4 of those teachers are amazing at technology and reply really quickly. So please reach out to them, and I guarantee you they'll help you out. Thank you, everyone. Gracias todos.